Okay, now next we'll talk about paper making. Before paper making technology was invented, the Chinese carved or wrote characters on tortoise shells, animal bones, bamboo slices, wooden plates, and thin, tough silk.
Tortoise shells, animal bones, and wooden plates were too heavy to use, while silk was still too expensive.
In the early years of the Western Han Dynasty, someone used hemp and ramie to produce the paper, which was very rough and not suitable for writing.
Until the Eastern Han Dynasty, an official named Cai Lun improved the paper-making technique after long-term experimentation. He used various kinds of plant fibers, bark, rags, and torn fishing nets as raw materials. He steamed and cooked all of those materials with water, and then he pounded them into a pulp, then rolled the pulp out evenly onto a fine screen and dried it into thin paper.
The paper was suitable for writing and was also very cheap, so it became very popular. Therefore, Cai Run's contribution to the paper-making was great.
After the Eastern Han Dynasty, the paper-making technology gradually improved. Gradually, bamboo, straw, and sugarcane residue could also be used as raw materials for paper-making.
Due to different materials, various types of paper were produced for different uses. For example, the Xuan paper made in Xuanzhou of Anhui province belongs to the high-quality paper exclusively adapted for use in Chinese calligraphy and painting.
The technology was introduced to Korea and Japan in the late Sui and early Tang dynasties, and later to Arabia and other countries.
The invention of paper provides a more convenient way for the storage and communication of information, and also has had a life-changing impact on the promotion and the development of global civilizations.
Now, let's introduce printing. Before printing was invented, a scholar had to transcribe a script word for word if he wanted to own a new book. In the Sui and Tang dynasties, the technology of block printing was invented, and therefore the speed of printing was increased.
But when a book was to be printed, many wooden blocks had to be engraved, so it was rather troublesome. Until the Northern Song dynasty, more than 900 years ago, Bi Sen invented movable type printing after the repeating experimentations. He engraved the characters on small pieces of clay and heated them until they became hard, movable characters.
In the course of press work, the movable characteristics were placed into a whole block in accordance with manuscripts to be delivered to the printing. All those movable characters could be removed from the block after the presswork for later reuse. This technique, invented by Bisheng, was both economical and time-saving. Thus, he brought the technique of printing into a new era. Printing greatly sped up the development of culture and exchanges throughout the world. It is no doubt that the movable type printing is one of the greatest contributions to the world.
The ancient Chinese had also brought many other valuable inventions to mankind. Many of these have scientific and practical values comparable with the four great inventions.